Hey, don't catch RICO.
Idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son. He sent me some videos, and it is alarming.
At one time, the Bronx was a thriving community. That started to change.
Where y'all niggas at, bro? Where y'all Lori Law niggas at? Y'all niggas pissing on my son, Goon War, nigga. Y'all niggas is fucking.
You did somebody who died. His name was Rah.
Yeah. Before he died, 2 days before he died, he said, I'm gonna kill you when I see you. Look how that worked.
These individuals want to get credit for the harm that they're doing.
The gangs are accused of operating out of public housing and often stalk their enemies in broad daylight.
Why y'all running up Dolly? Why you running? Why y'all running?
We are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence. We're allowing it to stay on these sites.
Alright, what's up, everybody? We gotta talk about New York drill. Probably one of the wildest scenes in rap, period. 7 years ago, there was a huge explosion.
No, it's worse. New York or Chicago? New York or Chirac? Which one's worse? New York or Chirac?
With Brooklyn drill. Then the feds started doing gang sweeps, taking everybody down one by one. It got so crazy, you got shootings happening in Times Square involving established rappers.
This week's gunfire in Times Square, police have made an arrest. 20-year-old Kumina Elijah of Brooklyn.
Since 2017, the NYPD has used facial recognition technology, or FRT, in 22,000 cases. Because there's so many cameras in New York, the internet gets their hands on the footage of their favorite rappers.
You see what he did to Kate Vlog?
Involved in shootouts and moving traffic, stabbings, beatings near delis. I mean, some of the songs that were going viral. Every other line was someone smoking on someone's dead ops.
That is
Crews
crazy.
would boast about those same crimes and put them in music videos like they were Easter eggs.
I got it.
You had the city's mayor, Eric Adams, coming out in a press conference wanting to ban drill music, even expanding and investing into different departments that tracks everybody's pages online.
Much of that work is done here at the NYPD's Real-Time Crime Center.
They're bragging about what they're doing.
Yeah, I never heard drill song in man though. I think they kind of got onto it.
Social media has proven to be an invaluable tool.
A few years ago, the Bronx took over. Maybe one of the sickest boroughs in the city.
The society in the Bronx is horrible.
Rappers from the Bronx to stop using the music to encourage shootings.
I remember in the 90s, kids were throwing fridges off the roofs of the River Park Tower projects in the Bronx. And now the kids from RPT are getting indicted by the dozens on federal racketeering and gang conspiracy charges.
Niggas don't care about me, my heart, like, only been like 3 months, like, niggas really forgot about me already, like.
With the government trying to pin them for everything from murder all the way to animal cruelty. Talking about one of the most infamous drill voices in the scene, D-Thang, who was talking shit to a pigeon on an Instagram live stream with his boys, then shooting it dead.
What?
For 100 viewers.
What? Your little man is right here. Dog, wait. We want to drill out. You gonna pick him up? I can't look.
See, everything in New York was getting done.
They were shooting out pigeons. Why?
For clout, followers, and numbers. With shootings spiking from 200 all the way to 500 last year. It's all young kids, aged 13 and 15, maneuvering the back alleys and the looping hills in the Bronx, using scooters to carry out hits in broad day.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches throughout the investigation.
Now, we're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Millie's. Let's go.
I'm trying to send someone to urgent before they make me a patient. With a stroller in a hospital.
Different cousins, blood-related, all established rappers, beefing with each other because of block politics.
That's my cousin.
No, both of them are your cousins. Everybody's like, wait, hold up. They cousins, they're going at it, but he's cousins.
Can't wait to see Auntie now. Huh.
Because y'all are family, technically, could you ever see all of y'all reconciling?
Nah, I don't think so.
Wow. The music in the Bronx is super high energy, sometimes too high. Like these kids got ADD or something. The Bronx has the biggest dropout rate in all of New York, and it's becoming a problem. You got kids going to school in rival territories, with different campuses getting metal detectors in them to squash gang shootings.
Jelly! OIK, you heard?
This, of course, is the rapper Shy K, with 100 million views on YouTube in 2 years of rapping, coming out of the Cortland projects in the South Bronx,
That's
aka
a
home
lot.
of extortion.
In 2 years is a lot.
In 2009, the Cortland homes was subject to a police sweeping
Juice had billions.
called Operation Bad Apple, which took down 52 people for racketeering and gang conspiracy. The NYPD even went on to build a police building right across the street from the projects called PSA 7, even though a precinct and a Bronx borough court are literally a few blocks away. Cortland's home to popular rappers like B-Love and Shaike. Shah, who's known for having a deep-ass voice that doesn't really match his face, went to the rival school in Mott Haven campus, just 9 minutes away from his hood, where he would bug out towards any kid that repped the rival gang, the YGs. He was making posts talking about YG killer, even hopping on Instagram lives at 12 years old saying directly to a YG kid named Wuladi that he was gonna spare him.
What's up, via Wuladi? Huh? Yo, he said what's up, via Wuladi? I know, I'm not gonna jump you, I'm gonna jump Nooks.
5 years later, Wuladi would get murdered.
It's not like that at 12. That was his voice at 12?
See, the Young Gunners, or the YGs, is an infamous Bronx-made gang which started in 2003 in the Mott Haven houses and the Patterson houses, just 10 minutes away from Cortland. 2 detention centers in the Bronx, Horizons and Crossroads, are breeding grounds for gang recruitment, and the YGs were formed to combat the overwhelming numbers of Bloods in adult jails like Rikers Island. At one point, the YGs had dozens and dozens of different sets all banging under its umbrella, with all sorts of different hoods spread out throughout the Bronx, forcing other blocks around them to create their own gangs in response to combat the YGs. You can even see this in the classic South Bronx joint, Shot Caller, from French Montana. In the video, French is surrounded by YGs, and here you can see the leader, Jouhef, who was killed a few years later at Club Tropicana, beaten on the head with the glass base of a hookah pipe, and when the glass shattered, his ops
kill him with a hookah pipe.
Used a metal rod inside the hookah to continue pounding his head, leaving Jouhef drenched in blood. He died in a coma a week later. The youngsters who oppose YGs often cite this event to antagonize them. YGs were notorious for violence themselves. Locals remember a horrific event that took place on April 16th of 2012, when a gang of YGs were drinking liquor on a hazy night, discussing who was the toughest in the crew. This crew of YGs made a 7-minute walk and stormed their rivals on Cortland Ave to see what they could catch. The Cortland buildings were empty, except for one kid, a 16-year-old named Noah Bala, aka Moses, was alone walking. Probably weighed about 90 pounds soaking wet. The YGs chased him, kicked him to the ground, and stomped him to death. Kids from the Cortland projects hold Noah's name in high regard. B-Love, whose hit song, If You Know You Know, got 16 million views when it was released 2 years ago. He actually confronted the brother of a YG's member that killed Noah outside in front of the Metro Court, as this guy was waiting to be tried for a different murder of another Cortland youth named Yellow.
Come across the street. I can't even score with it. Nah, last time you throw that up one more time. What the fuck you talking about? What you talking about, pussy? Come across the street.
The Bronx is so crazy. Dudes will get active in the courts, outside the courts, in front of police.
I keep forgetting, bro. Freaking Cayenne Fino from the Bronx. Yo.
They don't care.
Come here, Sean. I'm calling the police tonight.
Now, Noah's death is brought up in dozens of drill songs, all to disrespect him and the Cortland projects.
Wow.
Notorious YG rapper D-Thang, out of the River Park Towers, a YG stronghold in the West Bronx, made the song Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. In it, D-Thang has a cold-blooded line talking about the beating of Noah.
Just watch how we spin like a fidget. If we catch a hobby going like that midget. So Johnny fall back, I'ma clip him.
That song is riddled with disses. The title itself sounds funny. Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. It's a direct.
Yo, drop it. Drop a link or something, Jay. Drop it. I'll look at it.
Shot at Shaike, the rapper from Cortland, who was caught on camera getting a wedgie.
Drag him! Yo!
They got this nigga a wedgie on video. That's sick.
Do you like my new song?
Wedgie Man this, Wedgie Man that.
I'll see if I can. I'll scroll through. I'll see if I can do it.
Now, D-Thang's home, RPT, the River Park Towers, alias the Death Towers, encompasses two 44-floor buildings and two 38-story buildings standing over the Harlem River. 8 years ago, the feds took down 20 of their top guys, wiping out the leaders, hiring security guards, and installing cameras to stop people from dealing drugs right outside. Then, the kids took over.
I don't know that J dude.
My brother for life, forever.
I don't know that J dude.
They continued drug dealing, robbing. The feds were
I don't know that J dude. Who's that?
Actually finding illegal weapons in the music videos, then tying them to shootings.
You got shot, is that true?
Yeah, we know. Word of my mother, we know.
New York has always had very strict gun laws. People wanted to know how these kids were getting their hands on weapons. Ghost guns, these untraceable firearms made from parts you could purchase online. It's been wreaking havoc in the city.
If you're a child, if you're a
Wait, you can do.
convicted felon, you can go online and purchase these parts, get the parts, construct a firearm.
Serial numbers, untraceable, no background check, nothing. That is a problem.
The whole of 2021 was crazy. As the feds were tuning into Instagram lives. You could see stuff like rapper D-Thang with his own cousin, K-Flock, flashing out at each other for a live audience.
Yeah, Muddy, don't do that, Muddy. Don't do that, Muddy.
If I see Stunner, you know I'm a whack him. Fuck that. You know I'm a cut. Show my energy last time I saw you.
K-Flock is literally D-Thang's blood cousin, coming from the famous Little Italy part of Central Bronx, near the 48th precinct. K-Flock's own mom pretended in an interview not even to know who D-Thang was.
Him and D-Thang are cousins.
I don't even know who that thing is. I'm the mom and I'm confirming it. That's nowhere near related to me at all.
His gang DOA, or Dead on Arrival, is an allegiance of 5 blocks, all of which are surrounded by YGs and Drillies.
Is there any like crazy words in this video? Like some crazy words, cause image-wise it looks like I was shit for real. But if there's any crazy word, let me know. Shit. No, I feel like it's let me say crazy words.
A vicious gang of bloods that also oppose K-Flock and his gang DOA.
Outside Flocka, come play. Come play today. You always play.
I don't even know what the fuck I just said. I have no clue what the fuck I just said.
On the internet. I want you to come play today.
Now, because the fans knew K-Flock as a crash out specialist who would film his gang endeavors all for social media, this resulted in all his music getting more and more views.
Let me tell y'all what he did, bro. This nigga gonna call me to a mansion party full of hot. Ask KK. Yo, I was there. We was in there, but who was there?
That's what I'm saying. He got the white cake.
Now, this would make his rivals upset and jealous. K-Flock would bring them into Instagram lives just to argue with them.
Bro, y'all scariness. I was following y'all. You never did nothing to me though. Really never did nothing to me.
Better fun, check that out.
That kid he was talking shit to is Rajiz, a YG member from the 800.
Why he look like Babyface E low-key.
Block, literally a 15-minute walk away from K-Flock's hood. Now, just 2 weeks after they had.
I'm not tripping. Hold on. What look like Babyface E? I mean, not Babyface E. Babyface Ray. Why am I say Babyface E? Babyface Ray. I'm thinking of another Babyface. Yo, he low-key look like Babyface. No, he did look like Babyface Ray.
Had that argument on live. This YG kid Rajiz.
What you mean? Who am I jacking? Nigga, I ain't jacking shit. I'm jacking this Twitch shit.
Would preview a track called
I'm Not Gang Affiliated.
Real Facts, where he was going after K-Flock.
Hey yo, kicking out less with the facts. Anytime I take you out through backs, he blew you again.
Look like I'm jacking.
While this was going on, the feds were catching these same YG kids on surveillance cameras, carjacking Toyota Camrys, Mercedes Benzes.
Yo, get your thug ass out of here, bro.
Even robbing someone at gunpoint. A month later.
Who am I jacking?
Later, on July 11th, those same YG goons were hunting in DOA territory, K-Flock's neighborhood. They only had to drive 6 minutes before stumbling upon a 13-year-old kid named J-Rip, who looked up to K-Flock with huge admiration. One kid hopped out of a black Honda Accord that had 3 orange racing stripes on its hood. The kid aimed his pistol, unloading into J-Rip, who stumbled into this cafe, Angels, bled out, and died in front of customers. The same cafe, Angels, where K-Flock and Shaike were hanging out on a live stream a few months ago, right across the street from K-Flock's apartment.
Word to the God. Don't slide. Don't try to do some stupid shit.
Word of J-Rip's murder got out quickly that day. The kid Rajiz, who was on live with Flock a few months prior,
It was beautiful, amazing, wonderful. How about you?
was now on social media mocking J-Rip's death. 7 hours later, Jay's friends went off to retaliate. They found Rajiz in a private Uber. On the phone, 2 shooters on a scooter pulled up next to him, opened fire through the window, hitting him in the head and torso, killing Ra instantly.
Yo, imagine being an Uber driver, just having your passion, you ran up on him, blinked down in broad daylight. No, that was in broad daylight, but damn, that's tough.
And all this happened in Mount Hope, a mile out from J-Rip's murder scene earlier that day.
Now.
Ra's family learned about his death from a friend who was on the phone with him at the moment he was killed. Revenge does not heal losing loved ones, but Flock's fame was exponentially growing. He got an offer for his very first show upstate in Poughkeepsie, 2 hours out of New York City, where locals targeted him right away. 5 people were found shot, 1 stabbed, right outside the club Revel 32, as security at the venue
For real? He got that?
scrambled, turning his tour bus
God,
into a
video of the
makeshift
Uber
ambulance,
reaction?
transporting victims to the hospital. The tour bus got shot up as well, because the people that were doing the shooting thought the K-Flock was inside it.
Most of these victims were occupants of a private bus that had been identified as being in multiple locations here in the city of Poughkeepsie.
But he managed to escape unharmed. The next day, K-Flock would pop out at Rolling Loud, New York for a surprise performance.
With the surprise performance, the next stars in New York, K-Flock and B-Love.
But he got into a brawl with another Bronx artist as their entourages clashed, thus banning Flock from the festival for life. And all this beef and
Yo, Flock, yo, he been from Roll Out for life. Oh, hell no.
just boosted his profile. That same night, he would
Yeah.
drop the song Being Honest with G Herbo, which now has 25 million
Yeah, that was cool.
views on YouTube. It was like
That was cool,
K-Flock
though,
was
man.
on top of the world, but he was still doing drills.
Hey.
6 days later, he was in a rental car with his boys, driving to his cousin D-Thang's
in
building,
fashion.
the River Park Towers, spotting an op, shooting them on the Roberto Clemente Bridge. You'd think it would stop there, but no. The next week, undercovers pulled K-Flock over in Yonkers, finding a
I got you.
gun in his sock, which if you know New York laws, carries a 3 to 5 year sentence. The very next day, he was bragging about buying a new gun. You're thinking this might stop, and it will. Getting close to Christmas, on December 16th, 2021, K-Flock walked past the barbershop in Harlem early in the morning, had a standoff with this man, pulled a pistol out, and shot him dead. The rapper in the city with the most buzz, caught on surveillance video, wearing designer clothing from head to toe, shooting a rival. And the shoes he's wearing in surveillance video that day are the same unreleased Jordans he was showing off for social media just a few days before. The crazy
Bro really ran down some unreleased Jordans. Bro. This nigga ran down some unreleased Jordans. Oh, get that gun out my face.
craziest part is the guy Flock's booked for killing comes from a set in Harlem that have the same enemies that K-Flock has. Geographically, they have the same rivals. They both beef with YGs and Drillies. Flock began beefing with this set in Harlem called the OYs because one of their rappers, Edop Baby, was seen at a party smoking on Instagram Live with some YGs.
Yo, this shit, why do this shit got 300 views?
So Flock turned on them, gathered his posse, and made one of the coldest Bronx drill songs yet, called Brotherly Love, riddled with disses towards this Harlem set, the OIs.
I catch a funny go knock off his hoe. Niggas talking fuck he wanna do. We chill with them op niggas.
What happened to D thing?
Whatever they throw up, I'm dropping it too.
Shy EK, the rapper from Cortland, would side with Edop Baby, so in turn, he would start beefing with Flock, and Flock would start beefing with him, both of them releasing diss tracks, with Flock saying he was smoking on Shy EK's dead father.
Free Flock. All y'all niggas music's doing bad now. Y'all need him, but free him, cause you know what we gonna do. We gonna be the 5th dead DOA member.
Interestingly, just minutes before Flock pulled the trigger at that barber shop, killing the man, he had logged onto FaceTime to talk directly to his rivals, brandishing his gun. And he was filming at the exact same stoops where Edop Baby, the rapper from Harlem, had filmed a music video 1 year prior called Ready for War. Slowly, one by one, the Bronx was following the Brooklyn scene, with all their rappers getting wiped out by police indictments. 5 months later, the Drillies would get taken down in a massive RICO case, booking 20 people for murder, conspiracy, racketeering, and gang activity. Not even a month later, D-Thang, along with 22 of his guys from RPT, would get swept up as well. Then if you thought the scene wasn't toxic enough, 6 months later, the young rapper from Harlem, Edop Baby, would commit suicide, which has fans still wondering to this day why that
these videos are so fire, bro.
happened. Fast forward to this year, February 2023, and K-Flock, who is already sitting in prison for murder, would be one of 7 DOA members named in a federal indictment spanning from 2017 all the way to 2023. This is the New York drill scene in a nutshell. Every few years, a scene pops off from one of the boroughs, rappers make a huge wave, and then it all comes crashing down. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next.
Damn. If he took a 9-month break, I swear that this freaking Trap Geek did not take a 9-month break. Bro's videos, dang, he do numbers each video. Every video got a mil plus. Dang. Trap Geek is these numbers on Trap Geek. Oh my god. Oh my god, Trap Geek got it. New York drill. I just want to hear something while I wait for this. Nigga. Is you ready? I should. No, D thing is low key. Underrated, bro. D thing got it. D thing got it. D thing got it. Like.
Like, yo, watch to the G's, you see the sky, never put a O before my like, huh? Gang, gang, gang.
Gang, 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 nigga.
I just love how she be with the opposition. They kinda outside and shows that love.
Like,
gang,
gang, gang, gang.
But she better not be with the opposition. They kinda outblock that shit as a dog.
Cause she gon' get packed up like I'm addicted to spinning in black
Like,
trucks.
scream RBT and I bet they know that's us. Like, and I bet they know that's us. Scream RBT and I bet they know that's us. Like, and I gang, gang, gang. And she said she not the shaking ass type. She